Hey, how's it going? And today I just wanted to do a updated tutorial on the sync expression and go a little bit deeper into it. Sync is really a unique concurrency expression. Analogy you could use is that it's almost like if you're on a tour bus, stop at a site and everyone gets off, and then, you're there for 15 minutes and then everybody's got to get back on, and then the bus won't leave until everybody gets back on. That's what sync is like. And so I wanted to give you an example of that, of how it waits for everything to finish. It's not like race, where race just gives you one result out. Sync gives you a tuple out, which I didn't really fully appreciate it before, but now that makes a lot more sense to me. So what I have right here is I've just got a verse device and a trigger device. And I just have an example to show you here in the code. We have our trigger device in the scene, and then I have two constants that are going to get a random float value put into them. And then down here we have our sync expression, and then it needs at least two async functions and expressions inside of it. I have three. It's going to go to sleep for a random amount of time. Its output is going to be a string. And then here we're going to do the same thing again, but this is just a separate block. And down here we've got an await expression that won't fire until I step on the trigger device. Now here's the most interesting part, and it makes sense if you think about it. The sync returns a tuple as its result because it's returning the results of everything. It waits for everything to finish running, and when it sends its results, it sends them as a tuple. Well, what is a tuple? A tuple is like an array, except it can hold different data types. Now I have all the same data types in this. So basically, to access this result of the sync, right, I'm putting the results of the sync inside this constant called results as, oops, what did I do? Results as a tuple. And down here, to access it then, we access it like an element in the array. Since I know there's three expressions in here, I know there's going to be three elements within the tuple. And they're all strings, but they could have been floats. These could be agents. These could be whatever the output is. It comes back as a tuple. And so to get to that element, we have to access it as an array. So I write results as tuple, and then I can get this one here. I put one in and I get this element, two, and I'm going to get this element. I just wanted to illustrate this because it's really interesting that the result is a tuple. So what's going to happen is when I run this code, nothing's going to print out until I step on the trigger, because sync is going to wait for this to finish. It's going to wait for everybody to finish. It's like that tour bus waiting for everybody to get back. There's somebody going really slow, so now we all got to wait for them. So that's exactly what sync does. It's the opposite of race, where race only returns one value. Tuple returns everything at once. It'll wait for everybody to get back on the bus before it sends its result. So let's see what this looks like. We can't see it happening right now, but in the background, those first two blocks of code are running right now. They're doing their function. We can't see any result because we're waiting for block 3, the trigger, to finish. So even those other two blocks that might have finished running already, we're not going to see any output from sync until I step on that trigger. And then as soon as I step on the trigger, you'll see everything at once. See, all 3 blocks at one time. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Take care, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.